saying thank you for hosting us today. It's a pleasure to see such a vigorous organization advocating for early childhood development in New Mexico. We know that it's a great investment, so you holding our feet to the fire is going to be helpful to us in the years to come and for generations to come. Let me tell you, I grew up in Valencia County. I'm a product of democratic values. Some of you that know me know that I grew up in Section 8 housing. My family was dependent upon welfare and the commodities programs to survive. I was the first in my family to go to college, thanks to Pell Grants, thanks to student loans, which I'm still paying today, thank you very much. But I can tell you that democratic values work, because when you invest in families like mine, we can break the cycle of poverty. And that's exactly what I was able to do. Because the community embraced me, I was able to succeed. I went down to New Mexico State University, got my bachelor's degree in finance, went on to law school. I've had a wonderful 14 years with my bride. We have a 12-year-old son who's now in bilingual immersion. He's in a charter school because we also believe that parents ought to have choice, opportunity, and accountability in schools. I've been endorsed by the AFT because we know that we have to bring everybody to the table. Community leaders, teachers, parents, and children to talk about how we can deliver education in a better way in New Mexico. Let me be real clear about one thing. We have to know that in many, many of our communities, like where my wife teaches, in the International District, one of the deepest pockets of poverty, at Van Buren Middle School, those parents of those children, when their children were 1 and 2 years old, they weren't looking for child development centers. They were looking for babysitters so that they could have somebody watch their child while they paid the light bill. And until we educate our community and an impoverished community about the importance of investing in early childhood development and making sure that our children are in learning centers and not in being in the hands of babysitters, we won't break those cycles of poverty. Because there is a difference between somebody that sits in front of a TV with your baby in their lap and somebody who does developmental programs with your baby. That's early childhood development. And unfortunately, our impoverished communities aren't hearing the message about that distinction. And frankly, even if they did, they would not be in a position to invest in early childhood development without our help. So we have to make a commitment. And I think you've heard a commitment here. So it doesn't matter who you elect on the 4th floor in the Lieutenant Governor's office, we're all committed to early childhood development. Did you hear that? Because that's what I heard, right? So you've got some advocates up here for you, and I'm very pleased and honored to be up here with them. I want to say that in the budget, we've got to talk about new revenues. I don't want to leave out the very important thing that our legislators chose not to pay attention to in the special session. That is closing the big box tax loophole. You have small entrepreneurs in New Mexico who are paying a share of taxes, and they're not paying the same share that the big box stores are paying. The Walmarts, the Sam's Clubs, the Lowe's, the Home Depots. We are one of only 2 states in New Mexico, or one of 2 states in the union that allow combined reporting, which allows those big box stores to avoid their fair share. Let's make them pay their fair share, and let's invest in early childhood development. My name is Brian Colon. I hope you'll consider me for Lieutenant Governor.